Hey, how are you guys doing today? So, today I just wanted to talk about artificial intelligence for a little bit. Um, what it, where it's been, where it is right now, and then where it's going. As you can see, my video making skills are apparently not that great. Um, but I do still want to talk about AI. So, I did a search result a little while ago, and I guess that a lot of people consider the very first computers as the earliest iterations of artificial intelligence, like the Mark One, and then the computers that they had at IBM in the early days, that those huge machines that would take up rooms and only have the computing power of something like a fancy digital watch, I guess. Um, I never thought of AI as early computers. In fact, I never really thought of artificial intelligence as anything except for like the chatbots that we have now. And I guess that the earliest chatbot was this thing called Eliza, way back in the day, that where it would like mirror the prompts that people would give it. And obviously, it's gotten a lot more advanced, but I wonder if in your mind right now, if you were to think about artificial intelligence, about what that encompasses in your mind, all of the different AI applications like ChatGPT, Gemini, of course, mainly, and no, but all the other ones, everything. And if you were to replace that artificial intelligence label with just computers, I wonder where that would take your line of thinking. Because for me, it brought me to the thought that in a lot of ways, AI is kind of really just like a fancy search. It's like a fancy search result. You put in something, you get out, a little bit more than what you would from a normal search or something. And it's like, okay. So it's kind of like in a way. And there are definitely, with the image generation and the other stuff, it's gotten to be amazing. I think that a lot of people are worried that with too much AI, with the use of it, people are going to lose their critical thinking and their ability to interact with others. Um, and I think that to a point that's true, but I don't think it has to be that way. I think that back in the day, like when we only had books to look something up in and we had to go retrieve a piece of information from a book, we would, we would when we would retrieve that piece of information, we would care for it a little bit more. I think we would hold on to it a little bit tighter, if you know what I mean, because we had to put all that extra time in. And subconsciously, you're like, okay, hey, that just took me 10 minutes to look up this thing, and I want to try to, keep this now in my memory, in my mind, whatever. And now people can, at the drop of a hat, at the blink of an eye, search anything and retrieve it. Well, Einstein was famously asked, as I'm sure you guys have probably seen those YouTube short videos, or maybe not, maybe it's just my personalized one. But Einstein was asked one time about what is the speed of sound. And he told the guy who asked him, I don't know. I don't keep information like that with me walking around. That's why we have books, is so that we can, retrieve information like that. And so I think that artificial intelligence could be used in ways that actually improves our cognitive abilities, though, and our critical thinking and our problem solving skills. I really do. I think that my interactions with Gemini lately, coupled with my Uber driving, have definitely helped me with socializing a lot better than what I used to be. Because I feel like that I've always been like mid-range at being able to communicate with people. I've been pretty decently, okay with that. But there's points in your life, I feel like, for everyone where, you know, you have peaks and troughs where you have times where you're better at it and you socialize more, and then times when you're not so much, and things change when you get older too and everything. But I think that my recall too has actually improved lately, which is it's really something. And I think a lot of it is on how you interact with artificial intelligence. And there's so much built into it now that is going to personalize your experience with it. Um, and I think I think my experience with Gemini and other AIs is probably maybe a little bit, hopefully a little bit different from what it is from everyone else's experience. Um, and because I feel like I get the feeling like they're poking at me sometimes, messing with me. Um, but but in the wider scope of things for everyone, I really do think that it could be a tool to actually help educate yourself, and maybe to help you with socialization too, and just even with the chat bot and talking back and forth. Because if you I feel like that, and I know that's a really sensitive subject, because I know that, like, if you feel like that you aren't doing so great with talking with people, and you're not the best your social self that you could be lately, that the idea of bettering that with a chatbot is kind of taboo. It kind of feels like, well, what the hell are you talking about? You're going to talk to a machine to get better at talking with people? But just the back and forth conversation, just the turns of that conversation back and forth, I think that could be really helpful. I do. And I think that things like making YouTube videos and putting them out there on YouTube, whatever it is, could be really helpful too. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing this 7 minutes of me talking, and I'll be putting up more YouTube videos.